After you leave the vault, it's not going to show you a quest marker or a quest. But where you have to go is to the Overseer's camp. And that is right down the road from the vault. So I'm going to show you where that is. So we're going to go down here. You don't have to talk to these people. That just triggers a DLC, which you don't have to do right away. It's better to get the main quests done first. So that path took you down to right here. Now the Overseer camp is right over here. It's right at this intersection. So when you finish going down that pathway from the vault, you're going to want to make a left and then travel down that road all the way to the end, and that will be the Overseer's camp. If it helps, and it does, put a marker so that you can look at it on your compass on the bottom of your screen. That way, if you get turned around, you know which way to go and you don't get lost. As you see here, I've reached the intersection and now I am right inside the Overseer camp. And as soon as you got here, it popped up in your miscellaneouses, everything you have to do. So this is the next step. So what you want to do is you want to try and do everything it says on the right side. So it's going to ask you the craft stuff. So this is a weapons workbench. It wants you to craft a weapon. So if you have any wood, or you don't have leather, that's okay. You can hit X to scrap stuff. So I just scrapped all that stuff because I didn't need it. And hopefully it gave me leather. No, it did not. There will also be plans sitting around. You have to look for that when you're playing this game. You have to look on everything and scavenge everything you can. This toolbox will have all the materials you need in it. Alright, so a weapon was made, so you completed that objective. Now you just have to craft a piece of armor and place your own camp. So you would go over here, and armor is nice because it's only a couple pieces of leather for the most basic. Now you would have this. So you would have 9 cloth, 3 leather, and 29 steel from scrapping everything. So you could make the chest piece and you would be good. Level 1 chest piece. You are done. And then somewhere else you just have to place your camp. Which, how to do that is by opening up your Pip-Boy, and if you see at the bottom for a left bumper it says move camp if you're on Xbox, but it will tell you at the bottom what you have to do for each action. For me, it's the left bumper. So you hit that, and it brings up the camp that we picked up earlier inside of Vault 76. So right now it's red. That's because we cannot place it here. You gotta find a place that we can place it. And the reason why we can't place it is because it's too close to an existing location. So we're gonna have to move somewhere. Let's say over here. Try and put it out in the middle of nowhere. As soon as it becomes available, it'll turn green. There we go, right there. See, another thing is, that green wall right there, you can see right at the edge of the camp. That wall is actually the circle that shows the proximity of what you cannot put your camp in from existing locations. So when you see that, that means that when you just pass that line, you will be able to place your camp. As I'll show you here, it's now green, and that barrier went away. Now your camp has its own green wall. Now that green wall is your barrier of where you can build. So if you place it here right now, that proximity is where you can build. And in order to get into building mode, you have to click on A for me, but click build, and it'll go to building mode. Now, after you've already placed your camp and you're in building mode, you can move this. It doesn't have to stay in the center of the circle. So you can put this over here because you've already put down your designated property zone, your property lines. So now you can put that over to the side and you can build whatever you want in the center here. Now to get out of that, you can just hit the, for me, it is the double window button on the Xbox controller, the left tiny one. You hold that down. It's like the select button on PlayStation, on the old controllers. Now that one, if you hold it down, it will hotkey to building mode, and it will also hotkey out of building mode. So that's a quick and easy way, so you don't have to run over to your actual camp and then click on it to go into building mode. You can just, like this, hold it down until it goes in. And then when you want to get out, you just hit it. You don't have to hold it. You just hit it. Okay, so this is the beginning of Flatwoods. Right here, Green Country Lodge. This is the first building on the road from the Overseer's camp to Flatwoods. So what I did was, I went from the Overseer's camp and I traveled down the road to Flatwoods. This is Flatwoods right here. So once you get that, you want to run down the road, keep following it until you reach a church. Once you reach the church, you will have this other building, a restaurant or diner, on your left side. Now, when you go in here, and you go into the computer, you hit volunteer the register you hit register the volunteer. This activates the quest Thirst Things First. Now, The objective says search for locations in the system because I need to locate Kesha McDermott. So I can go in here and it's better. You can read all of them if you want, but you can also just spam through these. Because that one, Kesha McDermott, is the one that you want. Alright, now it's going to tell you to go to the location, which is by a river. When you get down here, there will be a body right next to the river. And the water testing kit is what you need to grab.
Dasa has asked us all to document our stories for posterity, you know. It seems like
So now you gotta test a sample of water from the river.
I am Kesha McDermott.
So you gotta go over here,
When the bombs fell,
and it'll give you an option to collect. Now it will always give you an option to collect from bodies of water. It'll just give you radiation
energy.
when you collect the water, each time you collect the water. But later on, and in this quest, it will tell you how to boil the water so that you can use it for food, so on, and drinking. So you don't catch a disease, because you can catch diseases in this.
Didn't make it, and we holed up in a house in town for a while. After a bit,
Alright, so I collected one bottle of water, and so now I gotta go to a water pump, and I gotta go take some from a water pump now. Now that's gonna be south of your position. It should be showing you a marker. If it isn't, then just go south.
I can't tell you how happy I was to find the responders in Flatwoods. Tents for everyone, open kitchens, medical supplies.
Alright, now you can do the same thing with these. You can hit collect.
They had a problem, though. Their water sources were contaminated heavily.
Now,
Boiling water, but
once you
not
collect
long
this,
enough to make it safe. So, I stepped up and I
okay,
said,
hold on.
I'll build a testing
There we
kit
go.
to monitor the contamination, and I will teach
Okay,
folks
so
how to
the water from
properly
that has
boil
been
water.
collected too.
And I
So now I have to analyze
is
the
getting
results.
better,
So for
slowly.
this, it's going to make you go back north.
Sure it doesn't relapse too.
You're going to have to run all the way back to the church.
Well, time, care, and science.
Alright, so we're going to head to the church. Okay, once you reach the church, you want to go into the church and you want to walk up the steps on the left or the right, but you mainly have to go to this terminal. Now it's going to say analyze water sample. Once you analyze the water sample, it's going to ask you the boil water. Since I already had scrap wood in my inventory, it already completed the next objectives, because it said get dirty water, so on, so on. So now I gotta go boil water. For doing this, it's gonna ask you to go straight across the street again to where that diner is. Once we are at the diner, Bethesda physics, we're going to go to this cooking station. This is where you're going to be making your food. You're going to be boiling your water, making sure that you don't get a disease from eating and drinking to keep yourself alive. So it wants us to boil water. So you can do all drinks. That's what I usually do. I do all drinks, all food. And the ones you can craft, everything you can craft, will be lit up. These two, they're not lit up because I don't have the materials. I don't have a water filter. And I already need boiled water along with the mutfruit. So once I actually boil this water, because you need 2 bottles of dirty water in order to make 1 boiled water. Now I can make the juice. But you don't have to do that. After you're done boiling the water, you want to go back in here and you want to go to the self-serve kiosk again. Now, you could go to either one of them. They're both the same thing. And once you do the check volunteer status, it'll give you some caps and then it'll send you on to the next thing. So find Delbert Winters. So that is your next option. Now again, you don't have to go through the computer to find them. You can just run around. But it'll help you out if you don't already know where the person is. So you go into people directory and his name is Delbert. Now they do the first name last. So when you're searching, look for Winters. Alright. Now that that's done, you have now completed thirst things first.